Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Limitless Gaming Esports. I haven't been around for a little while. I've had Flea 1996 taking my place for the last couple of weeks, so thanks to him for sorting that one out. But we're here for the Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort by the coast, by the English Channel, as we're watching the Alpine of David Benson come out of the pits on the intermediate tyres. Those green banded intermediate tyres, of course, in between the dries and the wets. And home for Max Verstappen, the Orange Army. So we're looking to see if we can have a really exciting qualifying session in these damp conditions, and on to our 36-lap Grand Prix distance afterwards. But as I said, we're on board with David Benson in the start of Sector 2. He's on his first out lap. We don't know what the weather's like in the race itself, but in the qualifying session, it's looking like it's gonna stay wet. There is some light patches in the distance. David Benson leave the session. That's a strange one. Looks like we've had some connection issues potentially. Hopefully we'll get it up and running for you and sorted with the first lap of the day, which should come up any time now. Chuck Brothers is leading the championship at the moment. He's in the pits as it stands. The Red Bull duo 1-2 in the championship. That's a little bit familiar. 5-place grid penalty for Chuckling Brothers, and these guys have really got it in with me. 3 Chuck Brothers on the grid for today's race. So Ethan Haynes is about to start his first attempt. I think we do have a car just ahead of him, and it's Proddy, who's just started his first flying lap in that Royal Blue Williams. He makes his way around the banking of turn 3 and through the roller coaster section of this circuit at the end of Sector 1 as we come down into turn 7. Loads of lateral G through this corner as we now come down towards turn 8. It masters now into Bosch 9, and then we're going to follow into Bosch 10. So turns 9 and 10 who come up on you pretty fast, and down the first DRS zone of the lap. Pretty short circuit here at Zandvoort, only 14 corners, just over 3 miles in length. It's one of the shortest circuits on the calendar. We do have a couple of overtaking opportunities, one there at that hairpin, and then when we come out of turn 13 and onto the banking of 40 is where we're going to get the best opportunities for overtakes into turn 1. Hello, Waitsy. How you doing, bud? As we see Proddy go into that provisional pole, of course, being the first man to start a lap. Ethan Haynes crosses the line to snatch away that provisional pole straight off the bat in at 120.7 as that rear end steps out of line, and it's really not doing what it should be doing. As we're seeing other drivers come through, the 2 Mercs across the line. They're 4th and 5th at the moment. It's a McLaren 1-2 as the Chuckling Brothers cross the line. Is this triplets we got going on here in RTG on a Monday, or throughout all the days, should I say? Is we're watching Chicken and Blunts start his first lap. Apologies for the odd connection issues that it looks like we're having slightly as we watch Aki in the other Williams across the line, 10th, 121.9. We're not sure if the weather's going to get better, improve, or get even worse. If it does get worse, then it's looking really good for those 2 Papaya orange cars on the front row as it stands. We watch the Red Bull of Bugatti Sloven. Sorry, it's been a little while since I've been with you guys. Negotiates master and into Bosch 9 and Bosch 10. Obviously Bosch 9 coming up first as Ethan Haynes has gone even faster now, as well as Cameron Poulter, who now snatches that provisional pole. But of course, we've got over 12.5 minutes left in this session. Green flags are waving for the Red Bull as we come into the final sector. As he comes into Hans Bosch, and out of that corner and into the penultimate corner. And then into the final of turn 14, the banking. You want to get right close to that wall on the left-hand side as we exit down the pitch straight towards the timing beam. He goes 12th, the fastest with a 1:22.003. So we've got 3 drivers yet to set a lap, 16 drivers for tonight. I usually say that at the start of the stream, but we have got these 2 of them, Chuck Brothers, the championship leader, and I think it's very, very close actually to taking the championship potentially out of this race. I haven't been told that, but if I to look at the standings, it is certainly very, very close indeed for him being able to take the crown with only 1 round to go after this one. As you watch Proddy go into provisional pole position, first driver into the 1:19s, almost a whole second faster than the Ferrari on the second grid spot with a 1:20.434. So David Benson now been able to get himself back out on the circuit. Is Chuckle Brothers in that Silver Arrow. As we look, it looks like the track is drying up. The weather looks like it has stopped, so might be an interesting finish to the session potentially. A lot of drivers have got their banker laps in as Bugatti has crossed the line in 5th place for his second attempt. Stayed on the intermediate tyres for another lap, I think, fueled up for multiple laps. Of course, these tyres much more durable in qualifying, so you can run them for a few laps. So we've got Royal Rumble, the first one of the 2 drivers to have started their first lap. They should do a pretty good lap on the intermediates if the track is drying out. Taking the apex at turn 3. Of course, in real life, the Formula 1 drivers taking that high line through the banking as we now come through the roller coaster section and into turn 7 and on to Master at turn 8. Into Bosch 9 and Bosch 10. Coming up very shortly, take the wide line in, try and hit the apex. Misses it slightly, but oh well, trying to get on the power as early as possible down towards Hans Bosch now at turn 11 and turn 12. Short DRS straight there over the curbs of turn 11 through turn 12. We go now onto the power, down to the final 2 corners, break just after the 50-meter board there as we now get on the power onto the exit curbs and around the banking of turn 14 and onto the start-finish line. What time is the Ferrari man going to set? Goes into second place with a 1:19.3. Aki though has crossed the line with a 1:18.7, and then instantly Chuck Brothers in the Red Bull, has now gone fastest and on that top spot for the time being. So the championship leader and potentially coming upon champion-elect on provisional pole, with David Benson setting his first time of the day with a 1:21.120. So we've got drivers backing themselves into the pit lanes. AJ Baker coming around the final 2 corners in the Haas. And of course, we're going to be seeing the German of Nico Hulkenberg in that car next year as he goes 4th fastest. So the times are improving. It's looking dry enough now for slick tyres, it looks like to me, and I think other drivers are agreeing. Yes, the soft tyres now out. Short circuit here, short lap time as you can see. We'll get obviously even faster with the drying conditions, but it looks like they've got enough time to get 2 laps in on the board on the dry tyres, 2 fresh sets potentially if they get out right now, but it will be a scramble to do that. Its DRS is now enabled, so that is the call sign for drivers to get onto those soft compound tyres, the slick tyre, that red banded tyre, move from the green and on to the red. So we've got multiple drivers now making their way out onto the track on the soft tyres. Got their bankers in, but surely everyone, unless there is any fault on anyone's part, they will all be improving on their time so far. So we're just watching Chuckle Brothers start his first flyer on the soft tyres. So this should be a very quick lap indeed. We've got Baker on the intermediates, and it looks like we've got the other we've got the other Mercedes of Lee Craig. So both Mercs are now running on the soft tyres. Probably crosses the line there, has to get out of the way, probably compromised. Oh no, is the Alfa Romeo is turned and actually crashed on the pit exit. Luckily the Red Bull didn't get involved in the carnage there. It's the McLaren actually of Ethan Haynes now takes a provisional pole. We're just going to wait to see what Lee Craig can do. 6.5 seconds up on his time. His Chuckling Brothers is all papaya front row once again as we see Lee Craig come round turn 14. It's going to be a slightly treacherous, takes to the pit wall side and goes third fastest. Chuckle Brothers, his teammate in the other silver hour in that pink and blue helmet, crosses the line in second place, so splitting the McLarens with that silver arrow. So Looney Man about to start his first attempt, and the track has certainly gotten very, very busy indeed now. As Looney Man's a couple of seconds up in the first sector. I'm sure all the time is going to be won in this middle sector though, with a lot of braking zones and long, arduous 180-degree turns where you've got to be really easy on those tyres, easy on the power, and make sure to let that rear end stay stable as he goes purple in sector 2, car 69. And that green and fluorescent yellow Aston Martin as we come around the final 2 corners of the lap. See Looney Man cross the line now, goes on to provisional pole, only just though, with a 1:11.533, and he's 1100 of a second faster than the McLaren behind him. So we've got all Aston Martins, McLarens and Mercedes in the top 5 as it stands. We're seeing other drivers on their attempts. Cameron Poulter, what can he do? Goes 5th fastest, so beats his teammates. He's not progressed up the board as far as he potentially would have liked. Bugatti crosses the line 7th. It looks like we see another Williams, I think, about to finish his lap. It was Aki, no, sorry, about to start his lap, I think. Just watching David Benson come around the final corner. This will probably be his final attempt unless he goes again, but he's going to have to do an awful lot of recharging. He's not got enough time to come in and to go back out again. There's been a lag there for Chicken and Blunts. He did make the corner at Bosch 9 and into Bosch 10 and down the first of the 2 DRS straights. Quite a short DRS straight though, so you've got to be really close through those 2 Bosch corners to be able to make the move into Hans Bosch here at 11 and 12. And we get the short run to 13. Looney Man still on provisional pole. Some drivers are going to be able to set 2 laps on the soft tyres, or new soft tyres. Some drivers are not. So, Chicken and Blunts is entering the pit lane. It's going to be close call here. He's going to be able to get himself back out for a final attempt. This is a short lap round here, but it doesn't do your tyres any favours having to push. Uzaki goes into 8th place with a 1:12.229. So some drivers are now starting their out laps. Got just over 2 minutes left on the board. If you're going to get out, now is about the right time to get out on the tarmac to start your final attempt in this short 18-minute qualifying session for, obviously we get that 36 lap race in a few minutes time. Looks like we've got a problem there with the Alpine, who's off on the outfield of turn 13 into the gravel. I think he was about to start a lap, was he? He certainly ruined his attempt there down the start finish as Proddy goes on to provisional pole in that Williams. Still close margins between the top 4. I'm sure drivers are going to be going a bit faster. Chuckling Brothers is about to start his final attempt. His fluorescent yellow helmet. Just wait to see the action unfold. I think Cameron Poulter has left that too late. He's only got 45 seconds left in the session. That's a long way to go. It is such a short amount of time. Professor One is checked out in qualifying. He's done for the day now, and will be starting at best 7th on the grid. But I can probably safely say he's going to move down the order slightly as we watch Royal Rumble start his first lap, going around turn 1 of Tarzan, into turns 2 and then into the banking of turn 3. They're all taking that shallow line through turn 3, up the hill and over the crest into the roller coaster section. We now have 4, 5 and 6 as we go on to the downhill plunge of 7. And we've got the checker flag now out as Chuckle Brothers goes on to provisional pole with only a few moments to go, as the checker flag is now out, and a lot of drivers are setting their final attempts. As Cameron Poulter, yes, he was too late to start a final attempt. As Ethan Haynes, the 2 McLarens, as his teammate was right there, maybe should have given him a bit of a tow down the start-finish straight. He has been on provisional pole a couple of times this evening. Is he going to be able to do it for one final time as he comes across the line? He does go on to provisional pole with a 1:10.911. Who is going to beat that? Only a couple of drivers can do it now as that checker flag is out. We've got Proddy into the Hans Bosch chicane, and now into turn 13 and then into 14. Will be the last man to set a lap. Little correction through 13 there. Wasn't able to hit the apex as he would have liked. Chuckling Brothers is disqualified for going the wrong way. Has put off Proddy. He stays 5th fastest. So the Papaya McLaren of Ethan Haynes is going to be on pole for the Dutch Grand Prix here at Road to Glory's Monday tier. As Chuckling Brother actually did get disqualified. So McLaren is starting first and last in this race here at Sandport. So the final finishing order for that qualifying session, certainly didn't that go very fast indeed. Ethan Haynes takes that pole position by almost half a second, with Chuckle Brothers on the front row with him. Looney Man is in third. Chuck Brothers, championship leader, is in fourth. Proddy is fifth. Royal Rumble is sixth. Lee Craig is seventh. Cameron Poulter is eighth. Was too late to start a final attempt. AJ Baker is ninth. 10th is Professor One. Bugatti is 11th. Aki is 12th. Chicken and Blunt is 13th. TJ Man is 14th. 15th is David Benson. And Shuckling Brothers, who was disqualified, starts 16th and last for the Dutch Grand Prix. So, a rain-soaked salvo for the race then. It starts as it means to go on. We had a rain at the start of qualifying, and it looks like we're going to get it again. The clouds do not look too great. It might clear up in this race. We're going to have about a 45-minute race, so there's plenty of time for that rain to go away. If it does, that is another question in itself, but we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell, of course. So everyone's got their setups done. Sorry, setups, their strategies done. It's intermediate weather by the looks of things. We can't see what the weather's saying, but it does look like it is going to stop. And as I said, the clouds are lightening up. We are right next to the sea, so you do get that sea breeze coming over, and obviously the weather with it, of course. Just to the left-hand side of this McLaren is the sea just over there, just over the grandstand of the start-finish straight. So I'm presuming every driver is going to be on the intermediates. Yes, they are. So we haven't got any tyre chatter to talk about. So Chaffling Brothers has got it all to do today after his demise in qualifying, getting himself disqualified, going the wrong way, almost going himself the wrong way once again. He likes these damp conditions for the old power slide through the two Bosch turns as you come into Hans Bosch. Looks like he's actually gained a few places, or as some drivers not being able to keep it on the straight and narrow in the formation lap. We've had quite a quick formation lap as Ethan Haynes now tries to back up the pack in that car number 2, of course run by a McLaren last in Formula 1 in 2017. Stoffel Van Dorn, don't ask me why I know that, I just do. Yeah, number 2 is back on that McLaren. Ethan Haynes will be lining up on that pole position on the left hand side of the grid. He's going to be followed by, and he's now gone very aggressive, and he's going to try and cut off his rival next to him in that Merc. We've not got a really good camera angle, unfortunately, as usual in this game, but we will get ourselves underway. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we're away for the Dutch Grand Prix here at Road to Glory. And Ethan Haynes looks like he's got a good start, but not as good as Chuckle Brothers, who takes the lead into turn 1. We've got 3 abreast into turn 1 with that Red Bull Williams and Aston Martin, who's gone off onto the gravel and lost a huge amount of places. It's Looney Man, everyone being rather tentative. The championship leader is doing rather well as he's in third place now. Cameron Poulter is up 4 places, off onto the grass into the roller coaster section of this circuit. Gets overtaken by Proddy in the Williams, but is able to keep it out of trouble and has gained a good few places in the first few corners. As we now go into Master, as we've got a yellow flag there, we've got a Red Bull who is in a spot of bother. Bugatti, the 2 championship leaders, one's in third, the other is in 16th and last. Proddy going quite wide, trying to edge his way around the outside potentially of the Red Bull, but he's unable to do so as we now go down into Hans Bosch of turns 11 and 12. Sorry, as we now go down this semi-stretch towards turn 13. As Chicken and Blunt has left the session, hopefully he'll be able to get himself back in the game, as Ethan Haynes has not let Chuckle Brothers get away. And he's trying to keep with him. Of course, no DRS in these conditions, so it's good old school racing. Just a bit of slipstream and skill and luck to get past your rival. Is Chuck Brothers is staying in third place. It looks like we got Professor 1796 into the pit lane, as well as Bugatti, who looks like they've got themselves into a spot of bother. The top 2, however, have absolutely sailed away from the drivers behind them. They're in the world of their own as it stands. We've got Looney Man there and a spot of bother, as well as David Benson's. He's got a front wing to be replaced, as Ethan Haynes is now round at Bosch 9, and between 9 and 10 yellow flags are out as Aki now tries to go past. Lucky Ghosting's on there, and he is able to get past. Sad for Ethan, seeing as he had such a great qualifying session to get himself on the pole position into the final moments of qualifying. And it's looking comfortable for Chuckle Brothers. The brothers are actually running 1 and 2 as it stands, as the fastest lap goes to that Merc, and the driver is just starting to spread out already onto lap 3. But as I said, the weather does look like it's going to improve rather than get better, but I may eat my words. There is Royal Rumble just struggling with the rear. We've seen a few drivers in these conditions just struggling to keep that rear in check and just having to do corrections, which of course is not the way you want your race car, especially in racing conditions. So the other McLaren of Chuckling Brothers will just bear with me for 1 second. And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. My TV was about to turn off. The controls in the other room. But anyway, we're back. And we're back watching the Dutch Grand Prix on the 4th lap. And 3.5 seconds separate the top 2 now, as Chuck Brothers seems like he's getting into a comfortable rhythm in this race so far. As Proddy's getting quite close to the back of that Red Bull. And of course, with Bugatti being the other driver in the championship fight, Chuck only needs to keep it safe, just keep it simple for this race. A lot of pressure on his shoulders as he's got Roddy just behind him and Cameron Poulter just behind him. As we come through turn 12 and on to 13 and 14. That corner there, I was about to say, is a bit treacherous and there's a bit of a kiss of the wall from that Red Bull. It might give Proddy a slight opportunity here to go for the move. He goes up the inside, they make contact, but not enough to have caused a spin. He just gets squeezed out and Proddy takes that second place. Close, but both came out unscathed in the end. I'm sure Chuck is not going to be happy about that one, as he's now got that scarlet red Ferrari of Cameron Poulter right on his gearbox. We now negotiate Master and into Bosch 9, and that Williams is all out of shape. He was able to keep it on the road and keep it out of the barrier. He's still struggling, as I said, you need to have good rear stability here at Zandvoort as Tej now goes past Royal Rumble, or does he? Because Royal Rumble is trying to fight back. Inside line though for car 94, as he now cuts back again, car 66, and tries to get the old switcheroo, but is unable to do so. So we go back to the guys at the front of the pack, and of course the leader just going into turn 1 there, Tarzan, and got all these drivers behind them trying to close up that gap to second, third and fourth. So I'm not sure, the rain's still steady as it stands. The track does just look a bit greasy, a bit glossy on the surface. It's not too bad, nowhere near close enough though for dry tyres, of course, with the rain still trickling down as we go down into turn 7. Chuckling Brothers, very, very close. Lee Craig, however, at Master has lost the car. I think he's lost too many positions. Looney Man, though, having a bit of a stinker as it stands, losing 9 paces. Chuckling Brothers, though, starting from the back, has moved himself up into 7th place with Royal Rumble just ahead of him, and this might be his golden opportunity to go for that overtake. It's McLaren versus Ferrari, the oldest rivalry in F1, and we'll see what Chuckling Brothers can do now. Overtake available, he's gaining alongside now, and he's going to try and go around the outside at Tarzan, gets squeezed wide almost onto the curb on the exit, but is able to get the move done towards turn 2 and now into turn 3. It's all done and dusted, deal signed for that 6th place, as Chuckling Brothers now tries to hunt down the Alpine ahead of him. He's got another yellow. Lee Craig again spinning, and looks like he's been able to keep his front wing intact. Not sure if the floor has been damaged. Unfortunately not able to know that kind of information, as Ethan Haynes is hassling and trying to eke his way past, but almost steps out of line himself as we go around Bosch 10 and down the DRS straight. Of course, no DRS enabled though, and slipstream, and as you've got such a high downforce circuit here, no one really has a straight line advantage as we go around the second part of Hands and into 13 and into 14, the final corner, and we should get a good launch out down that start finish. He's gaining somewhat, but not enough, or is it enough? It may be. the door was left wide open. He went, thank you very much, I'll have that 9th place. Ethan Haynes now overtakes Aki. So, field is just starting to spread. We're used to seeing this every so often. As Lee Craig is now dived into the pits. The rain still falling at the same kind of tempo as it has been for the whole race up to now. Cameron just trying to keep the rear end in check. Into Hans Bosch, and out of Hans Bosch we go down this short straight. Not really a place to get an overtake unless someone does happen to make a mistake. Proddy now takes the fastest lap of the race, but Chuckle Brothers is just chilling out in front at the moment. The Mercedes driver is Cameron Poulter. It's ever closer to the back of that Red Bull. As I said, Chuck Brothers needs to keep himself well out of trouble. He's easily in touch with the championship now. He certainly at the moment has one hand on that trophy. If he can just keep it, it'd be nice to get a podium. Then when you do, if you do win the championship, it is today. So I haven't heard that or been told. I thought it would have been if this was the case. It is the brothers I keep in contact with throughout the weeks, but who knows? We'll find out at the end. Though, is AJ Baker named up close and personal with that Ferrari? Is the Ferrari did seem to go a little wide into turn 10, into turn 11. Bit of a dummy from the Haas driver. Is he going to go for the switchback? He does. He aims for a late apex. As we get ourselves back on the power, and there's a bit of a lag issue there from Royal Rumble, making AJ Baker a little tentative as we go around turn 14. Royal Rumble there went from the outside to the inside. Didn't keep hold of the position for now, but is looking under threat, looking a little nervous, as we might see a move here from AJ Baker around the outside. Not enough grip though on the outside to go for a committed, bold move, but there's plenty more laps, plenty more opportunities for the Haas driver, as we see a yellow flag on the start-finish straight. And once again, Royal Rumble just being able to hold on, but he's struggling on the exit. So Baker once again going for that late apex, wise for Royal Rumble, certainly holding up the Haas driver now, and he's getting frustrated behind the Ferraris. We see a DNF for David Benson. That might bring out a safety car. It potentially has done, and it is exactly has done that. It's a safety car deployed on the board on the left hand side there, the 100-meter board. Safety car deployed. Chuckle Brothers is going to be furious. 3 seconds was the gap he had to Proddy, and all of that has now been lost. before. I've just realised my headphone was on mute, and if I just stay out for a second or not, been a bit of a long day today. So Chuckling Brothers is in the lead, pulled a blinder on the strategy there. Dry tyres are definitely the best option now. That circuit is dried out. That's a Cameron Poulter. What's he done now? He's backed himself out of the wall. Obviously made contact with the wall. Now down in last place. Not sure if safety car's going to come in this lap. I don't think it will. I think we'll do one more lap before it will come in. So he's potentially got time to catch up to the back of the pack. I think he will quite comfortably. The other Ferrari is round. Both of them are now at the back of the field. Something not quite right with those Ferraris then. We'll find out now if the safety car's in this lap. I don't think it will be. I think it needs to do another lap. No. Safety car in this lap. So Cameron Poulter is going to be seething as well as Royal Rumble. I'll just have a quick refreshment before we get ourselves back underway. Cameron Poulter on the frame there, so Chuckling Brothers will lead us away. He won't want to give drivers a slipstream down the straight. He leaves it late to get us underway. Dry tyres. Now we will have DRS enabled in a couple of laps' time. For the first time, Chuckling Brothers overtakes his brother, goes up into fourth place. Aki follows suit, or does he? He just needs to stay out of trouble. Does that Red Bull driver? He's going to be able to hold on for the championship. As we're seeing Chuckling Brothers now out in the lead. He's going to try and gain some time on that second place, try and get into a comfortable gap so he can just ease off, relax a little bit. Cameron Poulter's gone on to the soft tyres, going to try and go on the hunt for the drivers ahead of him as Teachman goes up the inside at Bosch 10 on the McLaren as they're going to drag race now down towards Hans Bosch. But the McLaren driver is going to have the inside line. Teach got onto the grass there. He's been able to keep it out of the wall, but has lost positions in the process. I said, you're not really an overtaking opportunity here unless you have a mistake. But still, that outside line was the best line as we come through the banking now. And Royal Rumble is now into the pit lane as well. Chuckle Brothers is going to try and keep up with the leaders here, as there might be a bit of a cutback there from the Williams. He does go wide, gets on the power maybe slightly earlier, is able to run all the way down through the roller coaster section into turn 7. We go now and down the hill with a lot of undulation and compression through the body at turn 7. G-force aplenty as we go into turn 9, Bosch 9 and into Bosch 10. As we will have DRS enabled next lap. Crucially though, Chuckling Brothers is out of DRS range from second place. Big train of cars, I think 4 or 5 cars behind them, who will all be in a DRS train potentially if we keep this train up for a few more corners. We go down the start finish. DRS will now be enabled after we see the fastest lap go. There we go, race control. DRS is now enabled, so Chuckling Brothers has got a chance. As we saw last lap, Proddy takes a better line that time, didn't go too deep into the banking, was able to just take a nice smooth line through turn 3. The driver in third place. Brothers now is certainly picking up the momentum, picking up the pace, trying to get himself a decent buffer for the foreseeable future in this race. And Aki and Chuck Brothers right on the back of that ass of AJ Baker now. He's gone round. Collision between the championship leader and Aki. Where's Bugatti though? Bugatti is now behind his teammate, his rival, his championship rival. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. I don't think that's going to be a safety car. It isn't. We carry on as we were, and Chuck Brothers now coming out of the final corner. DRS wide open for the first time today, up into second place. Ethan Haynes trying to close the gap as drivers behind doing that as well. As we negotiate this second phase of the first sector. Very, very complex, tricky circuit here. They say Hungary is Monaco without the walls. Well, I'd argue you'd say this maybe more Monaco without the walls, to be honest. It's it feels like a bit more of a handful sometimes, especially in the middle sector, just following through these 180-degree Bosch curves as we go into Bosch 10, down the DRS straight. So DRS is not very effective down that back straight as we go into the final two corners. The leaders, however, on to the start finish. Ethan probably going to be sizing up a move this time. DRS open. For the driver in 5th place, lunges to the outside. We've got a yellow flag. Is that another safety car? It might be. Is it a safety car? I think it's another safety car. It is. That's the 3rd safety car in a row. I'm not sure what that was for exactly. Cameron Poulter speeding in the pit lane, 5 seconds. That's not what he wanted. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of stop-start in this race as we get into the final proceedings. Chucky Brothers going to stay out, or is he going to pit? Have we at the distance yet? Where soft tyres are going to go to the end. The teams and AJ Baker think that's the case, but do others? Probably would go to the end, but it's new set of softs going to be the better option. It's Chuckling Brothers in this position is in the worst position for strategy. He's the one that's got to make the first decision. Chuckling Brothers stays out as well. Probably stays out, which I thought was rather interesting on the moving tyres. The rest are coming in, or at least some of them are anyway. I think Aki's staying out. He is. Professor One is coming in. So is Chuck Brothers. Bugatti Slovan is also coming in, trying to hold back a little bit, but he is going to get held up, that's for sure. His teammate comes through. He'll come out back onto the circuit. Ethan Haynes gone to the mediums. That could work out in the long run. Only time will tell, but pretty much everyone else has gone on to the softs. AJ Baker into the pits as well. Cameron Poulter as well. Royal Rumble, I'm sure he'll probably come in as well. No, stays out. Chooses to take the couple of positions. I think these guys have got a couple of time penalties to serve, which of course is a bit of a blessing under a safety car, I must admit. Royal Rumble now up into 12th position. Chicken and Blunts is in 11th. So we've got a mixture of mediums and softs. One driver on the hard. Proddy, is he going to be a bit of a sitting duck at the start? He's going to have to concentrate on getting those tyres warmed up as much as possible. We'll see what Proddy can do on the hards. But surely he must be feeling a little bit vulnerable now. We're going to probably get starting on lap 25. It certainly is probably going to be a dash to the end now with just over 10 laps to go. Once we get back underway, Proddy now decides to pit. I don't think he's going to come out in last. He's going to come out ahead of Royal Rumble, I think. It will be close, but I think he will go out ahead. Intermediate tyres, was that a mistake? I don't think he meant to do that. Oh no! He's now retired. I'm not sure why he did that. But yeah, that was certainly a mistake. Certainly a mistake from the Williams man. Absolutely gutting for him. Down to 13 in this race. I'm sure this will be the final lap under this safety car, and hopefully we won't see any more for the rest of this race. AJ Baker and Cameron Poulter in quite a good position here because they're going to catch up to the pack just as it's ending. They're going to have the best tyre temperatures on track as it's now ending. And the Chuckling brothers lead us again for the second time at the safety car restart. He did leave it rather late last time out. I wonder if that will be the case for this attempt. Wait to see what Chuckling brothers will do at the start. I said he did leave it late last time. It'd probably be wise to do that again. Don't want to be giving your rivals a nice tow down the start finish. He does go on the end of the banking at turn 14, but he has got a decent jump on his rival behind. His Chuckle brothers decides whether to go left and right into turn 1, but he does have to take a right-hander at turn 1. Otherwise, you're going to be on the beach, my friend, as we now see Chuckle Brothers, the championship leader, is down and in last place. That is not what he needed. Aki as well is around. Bugatti now needs to put in the performance of the season to try and hold on to his championship hopes. Chuck Brothers has been keeping it clean all race long, and now into the final moments of this race. He has faltered and is down in 13th. Chuckling Brothers still leads us as we go down into Hans Bosch for the 26th time. Looney Man on the soft tyres is looking keen and racy to try and get past that Silver Arrow and the Papaya McLaren ahead of him as we go around the banking of turn 14. Onto the start finish with the Orange Army to the left hand side as we go down the start finish. She pulls out from the slipstream of Chuckle Brothers behind him. Oh no, we got Chicken and Blunts now round it. Looks like he might gain in place. I'm not sure what's going on with Chicken and Blunts. Aki now into the pit lane. He's going to carry on with it, especially seeing as how many safety cars we've had today so far. Got a yellow flag in sector 1. These guys are free to racers. Now into the second sector. A bit of a lunge, a bit of an opportunistic lunge there. Teachman. As we go around turn number 10 and down towards turn 11 as we rise and fall into the braking zone of turn 11. Go through Hans Bosch is 11 and 12. Late apex for Teachman. Snapper, the old oversteer for that Alpine as we now go around turn 13 and on to turn 14 consecutively. As he turns to come up on you thick and fast. He's got a pass there of AJ Baker, I think, just struggling to get himself back underway. DRS is enabled as we've got Ethan getting closer and closer as the medium tyres seem to be working well as he takes the high line at turn 3. Looks like he gets a really good exit actually from taking that high line. The momentum of the banking just helping him there with corner exit as we go down into turn 7 as we rised up and now fall down as we go up and back down again. This really is a bit of a roller coaster circuit here at Zandvoort. And now around turn 9 and into Bosch 10. And onto the back straight once again in the top 4, top 5, sorry, top 6, all within DRS of each other. And this is going to be a sum finale, as Zandvoort isn't the easiest track to overtake. Don't usually get the best amount of action here, but it's certainly starting to sizzle and bubble and boil away as we get towards the final stages of this race. DRS for both Looney Man and Ethan Haynes. Obviously Looney Man on the soft tyres, but isn't making the best of that advantage just yet, and the medium's just looking strong. A strong race tyre in the final, in this final stint. I keep saying final everything at the moment, as we watch Ethan Haynes just keeping tabs on that Aston Martin. He has got his teammate close behind Ethan Haynes as well, Looney Man, just outside that DRS window. Top 4 though, staying very, very close together. Of course, only the front man isn't going to have DRS. He's going to be under pressure. We've seen Teachman again spin these 180-degree turns. The everlasting turns are a bit of a struggle for a lot of these drivers. As he gets himself back underway, I say that, as he now spins again. Looks like Chicken Blunt is going to overtake him as well, and only Akiu's a little way back as Bugatti now moves up into 7th, as his teammate is not far behind him. Cameron Poulter, however, has spun out again. Seems to be the same drivers having similar incidents. Sector 3, yellow flag. I think that's Teachman again. It may be Cameron Poulter. I think it's more likely to be Cameron Poulter. I think it is. Hopefully we won't see another safety car, as we've only got half a dozen or so laps to go. These Chuckling brothers. He's holding on to the lead. Cameron Poulter now retires. He's lost so many points this season by retiring towards the end of the race. Doing now, is he gonna wait, hold on for the final couple of laps? That's usually the best way to go about it. Cameron Poulter now leaves us in this session. So on to the start finish straight. Oh sorry, turn 14 with the Ethan Haynes pushing that Aston Martin around the final corner. Look at the straight line speed though from that Aston Martin with the DRS as well, just able to hold on to that final place on the rostrum as we go through turn 2 and then up the hill towards turn 3 at the banking, and a bit of a slide there from the McLaren as he drifts it through turn 2, and on the exit of turn 3 looks like he's got himself an opportunity here to make an overtake, maybe into turn 7. No thinks better of it. Bit of a risky place to go for it. Is he going to have a go though into Master? No, he's going to follow him through Bosch 9 and then into Bosch 10, where we're going to get the DRS once again. And of course the drivers at the front as well, keep an eye on them just ahead. His teammate Chuckling Brothers is on the top step as it stands, looks to the outside. Is he going to go to the inside? No, he's going to try and lunge around the outside. Ethan Haynes gets the move done. Sublime from the McLaren driver, gets himself up into 3rd place. That was bold, that was brave, that was brilliant from the McLaren man, and now he's going to try and hunt down the 2nd place man and try and take the silver arrow out of that second place as we now run down towards Tarzan, turn 1. He's able to hold on with the assistance of DRS Ethan Haynes. That might be the overtake of the race, could be one of the overtakes of the season. That was certainly mighty impressive from the McLaren driver. So, Looney Man in 4th place. Those soft tyres have not worked for him as of yet. Ethan Haynes is on the newest tyres in the top 3, all on mediums, but the front 2, similar in age, but Ethan Haynes he's got such a tyre advantage, and it's not even going to be 8 laps because a lot of those laps have been under safety cars. So it's going to be more like 3 or 4 lap old tyres, really, in terms of wear, and you can just see the pace difference between those tyres. He's just got the grip through Bosch 10 as we come down into Hans Bosch now, and turns 11 and 12. We see drivers taking an early or a late apex. There's a bit of both there from Ethan Haynes. We come down into 13. More straight into the banking of 14. Nice run though for Ethan Haynes. He knows he needs to start getting these overtakes done, as he's only got a finite amount of laps remaining. As we've got a yellow flag once again. I think that was Tej again, between Master and I think it was just before Master. He's done that. I don't think we're going to get a safety car now though. I think he's got himself back underway. Has he? Yeah, he's just going really rather slowly. So you've got Ethan Haynes just filling that Mercedes mirrors with orange, bright orange. It's looking at the moment that Ethan Haynes might be on for a win. He took pole position and he fell down the grid earlier on, fell down the field early on in this session. Is he going to go once again? Oh, his Chuckle Brothers actually just gave up the place. Wasn't worth the fight for the Merc driver. As we're now going to see the 2 McLarens with 3 laps to go once we cross the line. Tijman now retires. We're down to 11 in this Dutch Grand Prix. They are both going to be fighting for the win, surely. And Ethan Haynes is in prime position to take the win. But is there going to be team orders at the Woking outfit? I have a feeling there isn't going to be. Always. He had a look on the inside. The door is slammed shut, and Ethan Haynes is now round at turn 3. His chances of the victory has just crumbled beneath, in front of his eyes, and now is going to be down at the back of the field. People are still lacking the consistency on F1 22. His Chuckle Brothers going to be kicking himself, letting Ethan Haynes just sail on by, because Chuckling Brothers looking like this race is his for the taking now. He has got pressure behind, does Chuckle Brothers. He's got 2 Aston Martins. I'm sure they would love a double podium finish here today. It's Zandvoort. It is leaving Chuckle Brothers vulnerable, and we've got 2 laps remaining as we cross the line. 35 of 36 here at Road to Glory's penultimate round of the season. I think before we go into a Christmas break. So, we turn 3 where Ethan Haynes lost his McLaren, and honestly feel for the man. That looked like, as he retires as well, these drivers do not want the point. They let the mistakes get into their head, I think, a little too much, unfortunately, but their prerogative. Can't blame them for that. Is Looney Man and Professor One, as I said, would love a double podium for the Aston Martin team, but it's looking more and more unlikely that is going to happen. Chuck Brothers is ahead of his rivals. Does that mean he's got the title? Who knows? It's looking more and more likely that's the case, that he will take the championship either in this race or the next. As we go on to the final tour here at Zandvoort. See what these two are going to do. I don't think they're going to get past that Mercedes, so are they going to try and just squabble amongst themselves for that final step on the podium? We've only got a few corners to go, 2 sectors to go as we go into turn 7 for the final time for these two, or these 4 should I say, and into Master, and then Bosch 9 and Bosch 10. In the pit lane for AJ Baker. He will be classified in this race. I think Ethan Haynes will also be classified, getting himself 11th place as well. Professor 1 looks like he's not going to get the podium he so desires. His Chuckling Brothers started on pole. He fell towards the back of the field, but has mastered the strategy and has took the win at the Dutch Grand Prix. For the McLaren driver, the Silver Arrow is on the second place finish. Looney Man takes 3rd place. It's a 3-4 for Aston Martin. Royal Rumble salvages the Ferrari team, takes 5th. The championship leader, maybe the champion now, has finished 6th. 7th was Bugatti's spot. Chicken and Blunts, who's coming around the final corner right about now, will take 8th. 9th place is going to go to Aki. Chicken and Blunts crosses the line. So finishes 8th, 9th for Aki, and AJ Baker is not too far behind. So I think we've got one more round in this season. We'll just wait for the hat of AJ Baker. But that was a good race. It was a good race in terms of strategy. It was interesting with the weather, the safety cars that came out, mixed up the order a little bit, especially when multiple safety cars came out. A bit of a different race, always good racing here. Road to Glory, of course. As you see, AJ Baker finish in 10th place. So, Chuckling Brothers takes the win. Chuckle Brothers has taken 2nd place. I think it was Looney Man, the Welshman, who finishes 3rd. 4th place was Professor 1796. Royal Rumble was 5th. 6th place was Chuck Brothers. Bugatti was 7th, 6th and 7th for the Red Bull team, who I think have got the constructors in the bag now. Sorry, I'm just starting to get some hiccups. Chicken Blunt finished 8th, 9th was Aki, 10th was AJ Baker, 11th place with Ethan Haynes, Teachman, who also got a classification finish, 12th, 4 laps down. Cameron Poulter, Proddy, Lee Craig, David Benson, all did not finish this Dutch Grand Prix. Well, everyone, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next Monday, I think, for the finale race of this season. LFR will come back, guys, next year, 2023. We'll be back up and running again, hopefully. Just had a little time away from the league. It was well needed. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please keep subscribing to the channel. Watch along. Please join us in the RTG server, LFR server for next season as well. So if you want to let us know about that, link us in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Kingzone. You've been great, and we will see you next week.